Hey guys, so I wanted to do something a little bit different today. I recently was at Ulta and I was walking by the Tarte display and I noticed they had a new clay stick foundation. Now typically I avoid these types of products like the plague. My skin is so sensitive, my pores just want to clog, and so any type of stick foundation naturally has wax in it and I just, no way. But there's something about it I thought, I'll try it. Plus I love that Tarte doesn't include any harsh chemicals in their products, and it is a vegan formula, so I wanted to give it a go. And if I'm being perfectly honest, at $39 for 0.32 ounces, I bought it thinking, I'm gonna hate you, so I'm gonna take you back and save my money. We'll see if that actually ended up happening. But in any event, I wanted to put this to the test over about 3 days just to see how it wears. Why did I want to do this? Because so often, whether I'm buying a product or I'm watching a review on YouTube, you know, it's like you think you like it after the first day, and then day 2 and day 3 and beyond, it totally starts to misbehave and completely not do what it's supposed to do. And for this particular foundation, I thought, well, if I'm interested in seeing how it wears, maybe everybody else would be interested in seeing how it wears over the course of 3 days. So that's what we're doing. Now, one thing I really liked about this product, I should say I was intrigued by it, are their claims online. If you go to the Ulta website, it literally is being touted as a nutrition bar for your skin, and it is full coverage. They say it's a matte foundation. I would say it's more of a demi-matte or a semi-matte. But they also tout it as being a powder to liquid formula, and usually it's the opposite. Usually it's liquid to powder, so that was really interesting. And I have my notes right here, so excuse me while I read them. The other thing they said it would do is it melts into your skin while micro-encapsulated powders burst with your body heat to keep you shine and cake free. I mean, that sounds fascinating. Of course, it is vegan, no harsh chemicals, and they also describe it as being decadent coverage. So there are a lot of claims going into this little magic, black magic maybe, stick of foundation. There are 12 shades. I purchased medium sand, and then we're gonna go right into seeing how it wears day 1, day 2, day 3. Temperatures have been all over the place in Pittsburgh, mainly very hot and humid. So you'll get to see how it held up. So if you're interested in this product and seeing how it wears over a 3-day test, then keep watching. I did go ahead and prime my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer, just along the T-zone and some areas where my pores are a little bit bigger than I would like them to be. So we're gonna go ahead and just go right into the clay stick. Very pretty enamel top there, and I got the shade medium sand. Now, one thing I noticed after using this for a couple days is that a lot of people online had mentioned preferring to use a brush. Some people actually, in the little tutorial video that Tarte released on the website, they recommended using your fingertips, and then of course other people like the beauty blender or a blending sponge. I tend to be in that camp. I applied it with a brush, hated it. I was using this Sigma F80, which is typically when I do use a brush, which it has been a long while since I've used a brush, but that's my go-to, and I did not like how it applied at all. I felt like it was really splotchy on my skin, and it didn't blend it out well, so I went in and went over it with the Beauty Blender. So I'm babbling, but the point I'm trying to make is that the Beauty Blender or Beauty Sponge definitely worked best for me. I felt like it distributed the product the best. Now, another thing that they did on their website, and this was a video from Tarte on the Ulta website, is they had a demonstration in which their model was using a little bit of their maracuja oil before applying this foundation. I didn't do that. In the past, I've used hemp oil on my skin as a moisturizer, but now that it's summertime, I just tend to get a little too, I don't want to say greasy. I tend to glisten a little bit more than I would like to when I use oil as a moisturizing base in warmer weather. So And honestly, I didn't even feel like I needed it with this foundation. It holds up nicely throughout the day. It feels comfortable on the skin. It claims to be a matte formulation, but I would say it's more of a satin matte. And yeah, it didn't dry out my skin to the point where I thought, ugh, this feels like a mask. I need some oil underneath. But you see how easily it blends out. I mean, for being a stick foundation, sometimes when it comes to blending, I feel at least, it's like, oh my gosh, my wrist's about to fall off by the time I'm done blending this into my face. This isn't too terribly bad. I will say it requires more effort than, say, a liquid foundation. Like right now, I feel my arms starting to cramp. But in any event, when you're done, it lays a really nice base on your face. And I have to say, for me, the telling point was the beau recently. I asked him what he thought of this foundation. He said, oh my God, it looks like you're not wearing anything. It looks like your natural skin, which that's a lot for him to say because he likes it when I don't wear makeup. Bonus points to Tarte for that because he can usually pick out pretty quickly when I'm wearing makeup, which is every single day. I don't tend to like to rock the natural look unless by natural you mean 20 different products to get a very natural look, then yes, I love a natural look. Because this is the true test. I'm sitting in an absolutely sweltering car right now waiting for a friend of mine, and this foundation has continued to hold up throughout the day. It's about 5:30 right now, so 5 hours since I applied it, and there's no shine. There's nothing. I mean, obviously I still have my highlighter, but in terms of shine on my forehead, on my chin, on my nose, nothing. It has not caked. It has not gotten splotchy. It hasn't broken apart, and I'm just so impressed with this foundation. I'm shocked because I hate wax foundations, or at least I thought I did, and this so far is holding up beautifully. My only complaint is, and this is so minimal I shouldn't even say it's a complaint, there is a little bit of patchiness here on my forehead, but otherwise, I mean, it definitely held true to its claim that it just melts into the skin. It's not really sitting on top of the skin. It looks beautiful. And on a day like this, my temperature in my car is saying 96 degrees. That is pretty impressive. Okay, this is day 2 of applying this foundation, and I have to say I'm definitely still impressed. What I've found is when I first apply this color, which is medium sand, I feel like I look slightly jaundiced, and then it absolutely just after a couple minutes melts right into your skin, which is in keeping with the claim that they have online. I feel like it adjusts really well to my natural skin tone, and just the way it lays on the skin, I'm so impressed. For being a stick foundation, I did not expect it to feel this lightweight. You know, again, it just has like a really nice feel to it, almost like a powdery finish, if that makes sense. But just to bring you in a little bit closer, see how it's just lying beautifully on the skin? And I actually shouldn't even say that. It's really melted into the skin. It's not even lying on the skin like, you know, a lot of foundations can do, which is just so obvious that you're wearing something. I don't get that with this. And throughout the day, it definitely wears nicely. It wears comfortably. It feels like it's hydrating, but not to the point where you feel greasy. Yesterday, it really did not require any type of like blotting with blotting paper until later in the evening. And that's when I started to notice a little bit of separating around the chin area, on the forehead, and also starting to get some shine. Now, obviously, my highlighter and my eyes are completely jacked up right now because my goal in life remains to look like a human disco ball. So other than that, it's really not, and it hasn't given me any issues with regard to shine, again, until it's been 10 hours of wear, which, I mean, what foundation can do that and not require blotting after that long of a wear time? Okay, so the bow is changing my oil, so I'm going to do my final check-in. This is day 3. Now, keep in mind, I've been wearing this foundation for over 10 hours. It has been over 90 degrees all day. It's been hot, it's been humid, it's been sticky, and given those factors, I am really impressed with how it has held up. It has disappeared a little bit from my chin and my nose area, but that's just because when I sit at my computer and work, I tend to just rub those areas naturally. So other than my doing, I would say it has held up really, really well. Very happy with it. And one thing I will definitely agree with is their claim that when you put this on, it just melts into your skin. It absolutely does that. So I really like how it has been looking. So I am going to say thumbs up to the Tarte Clay Foundation Stick. This is definitely going to be top shelf going forward, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you try this out as well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!